Fragrances to elevate your mood. If you ever need to be uplifted and you want to wear a scent that's going to feel good, these are perfect for you. We got unisex, feminine, masculine. We're going to start with my favorite Versace fragrance on the feminine side, Bright Crystal. This is a pomegranate fragrance with some lotus and magnolia. It's really nice and fruity, but it has that beautiful floral sort of dynamic to it as well. And this is a massive compliment getter. Wearing this in the daytime, just like every single time I've worn this, because typically I usually wear unisex fragrances, but I test everything, right? So when I wore this scent, I was just like smiling nonstop. And I got like 2 compliments within the first 15 minutes of spraying this favorite fragrance. Freudian slip. But yeah, this scent right here, absolutely gorgeous. Only downside is people go nose blind to it really fast, but it's most likely still on you, all right? My sister couldn't smell this on herself after 6 hours, but I was across the table from her and I could still smell it pushing. So don't think that this completely disappeared, all right? And this is great for date night. This is great for beach walks, literally everything. It's a very versatile type of fragrance. Bright Crystal by Versace. Next is Oceania by Roja Parfums. Now I'm also going to include Sedley. Unfortunately, I don't have a bottle of Sedley to showcase to you, but both of these fragrances to me kind of have this luxurious Sprite sort of smell. Yes, Sprite like the drink. There's just something about it that's bubbly, that's fizzy. Definitely unique, because I remember wearing this fragrance a lot to the beach last summer. It just smells so good. I got a ton of compliments on it. This is for the people that want a fresh fragrance, but they don't want it really like fresh and sexy. They're just like, I want to smell like I just came out of the shower. And that's enough, you know what I mean? So Oceania and Sedley are amazing. I actually got really decent performance with Oceania, at least over 6 hours. With Sedley, that also performs really well. People get over 7 hours with Sedley too. So both of them, amazing summertime fragrances that are just feel good type of scents. All right. Next, we have Oud Wood by Mancera. Now, I have not tried the intense version as of yet, but when I do, I'll talk about it. But this fragrance is just a fruity scent with a woody dry down. Now, it honestly kind of reminds me of Jamba Juice in the opening, but this is an addictive scent. I get asked about this fragrance all the time. People are like, I'm about to buy my first niche scent. What do you think of Oud Wood? What do you think of that? And I try to refer them to my video as much as possible because I've talked about this scent so much, but believe me, it is the perfect entry niche type of fragrance, because not only are you getting a sexy, fresh and clean, but you're getting one that lasts. However, let me just kind of do a quick disclaimer here, because apparently Mancera reformulated this fragrance, so it's not as strong as it once was, because they were trying to, you know, make the intense version a big seller. So I don't know why they would, you know, reformulate the scent, because honestly, I got this one in 2020. It was around $60, which is a steal. And this easily lasts over a day on me. I am not joking. I have gotten complimented on this fragrance the next day. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, I showered and stuff like that, but it's just like, this one is a really strong concentration. I'm very surprised at how well this latched onto my skin, but a huge people pleaser. This fragrance is unisex, and I will say though, it goes a little bit more on the masculine side because of that woody base. Now with Oceania, very unisex. With Sedley, I find them just so similar that I find that to be straight up unisex as well. Some people might think, oh, Sedley's, you know, a masculine scent, because I believe Parfums de Marly marketed it that way. But I smelled Oceania first, and then when I smelled, and this is but like straight up unisex. So by the time I smelled Sedley, I was like, oh yeah, this can be for anybody, right? So don't be afraid to try Sedley if you want to. Great fragrances for anyone, but Oud Wood goes a little bit more on the masculine side. So if that's your taste, look into that one. Next is going to be Rose Blanche by Precious Liquid. This is a lovely floral fragrance. And typically I'm not a fan of rose scents because it's a hit or miss, you know what I mean? Sometimes it smells a bit mature, a bit dated, might remind you of your grandmother. And for that reason, I don't really care too much about rose fragrances, but with Rose Blanche, it is not like that at all, and thank God, all right? So this is a very versatile fragrance. Anybody can wear it, any age, I should say. It's more on the feminine side, but it's a fun, like nice, refreshing, and I honestly do find it kind of sexy because my girlfriend wore this when we were at the park. We were like walking at the park, and I just smelled this wafting around her, like when the wind was blowing. I'm like, damn, you smell so good. So there definitely is something very intoxicating about this fragrance, and she herself really did enjoy putting it on after she showered. It was just like a nice, refreshing type of feeling that definitely did brighten her mood. So if the sun is out and you're gonna be out and about, throw on Rose Blanche, all right? I'll put the names of the fragrances and the discount site links in the description in case you want to save yourself some money. They ship globally, but you know, of course, buy where you're comfortable, all right? This is just if you want to support the channel. That's really sweet. All right, next up, you know, I was thinking of adding some, you know what, I'll save that for another video. Oud Wood Tom Ford. Now, I know that with the fragrances I've mentioned so far, a lot of them are on the fresh and clean side, and so many people are going to disagree when I say that this is a good fresh fragrance. They're like, oh no, Oud Wood isn't fresh. It's a woody scent, it's dense, it's supposed to be at nighttime, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, the rules aren't that strict. It's a perfume, you know what I mean? Wear it when you want to. I have tested this fragrance in 80, 90 degree weather and have gotten a shit ton of compliments. It never got cloying. In fact, it brought out a different element to this fragrance that I wouldn't have picked up if I only wore it in cold weather at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? So this fragrance in the heat is definitely underrated. That's exactly what I'll say. And don't let other people try to like sway you from never trying that, because I say, like, even for me, I'm not the biggest fan of trying sweet fragrances in the heat because of what people have said, but I'm like, okay, I need to try it so I know what they're talking about. And I agree with that. But with Oud Wood, this shit is so good, no matter if you wear it when it's warm or when it's cold. But the reason why I think this works well in warmer weather too is because the wood here isn't heavy. It's not dense. It's not something that is like, it doesn't weigh you down. You know what I mean? It's very light, very airy. I don't want to say it's very light, but it's definitely not dense, if that makes sense. It's kind of like an aromatic fragrance in my opinion. And whenever I do wear this scent, it always has me smiling. And when I spray this on people because they want to wear it in my collection, they're like, oh yeah, this smells so good. And they're just like smiling the whole entire day when we're hanging out with each other. So Oud Wood just kind of brings that out because it's not a typical fresh and clean citrusy fragrance or a fresh linen fragrance. It smells different. And that's what's intriguing and unique about it, because, you know, with weather, when the sun is out like this, people aren't really going to wear their woody type of fragrances because a lot of them are just a bit too heavy. But this one, I think you can absolutely get away with. Now, is it going to be my first choice to wear in like 90 degree weather? No, I would probably layer it with something like Elysium, but I have tried it and it was a success. So in 70 degree weather, this is perfect. I will just say that. Straight up, Oud Wood is fantastic. Next, very special place in my heart for this fragrance by Versace, by the way. Very unisex fragrance. Anybody can wear it. Versace the Dreamer is marketed as a masculine fragrance, but no lie, yeah, this is one of those fragrances that skin chemistry is a huge thing, because I've worn it on myself. It smelled more feminine, and that I remember I wore it around my mom one day and she's like, oh, I like that. Can I wear that perfume? And I sprayed it on her and she loved it as well. So it does not come across as a masculine fragrance on me. And on her, it smelled like a feminine perfume as well. So it was a win-win-win. Anybody could wear this, you know? And the great thing about Versace the Dreamer is it's a very affordable fragrance. Now, typically people ask me for dupes and things like that, right? But if you're somebody that doesn't want to wear a dupe, but you still want an affordable fragrance from a luxury brand, the Dreamer's like $26, $27. So you can easily pick this up. The only downside with this fragrance is the performance is shit, all right? But you need to recognize that if you're only spending $26, $27 on a fragrance, you can't really give it too much shit for not performing the way something over $100, $200 would perform. And sometimes even those don't perform that great, you know what I mean? But the Dreamer is interesting because on me it smells very lemony fresh, but I don't think there's any lemon listed in this fragrance, which is really, really interesting to me. But I still love it nonetheless. And honestly, I can't make this video without Light Blue Intense. And I know some people might be over this scent. They're like, oh, you talk about that all the time, blah, blah, blah. There's a good reason for it. You know what I mean? If you're seeing fragrances that are constantly making these are always on the list in my videos, it's just because they are show-stopping scents and other things have not topped them in that regard. And Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense for women is fresh, sexy, very mass appealing. This scent totally boosts your mood. I remember I've worn this in the winter time too, just because I needed that little bit of that ray of sunshine on a cloud, gloomy type of day. But I'm gonna reinforce that this is a total unisex fragrance. To every guy watching this video right now, don't buy Light Blue Intense for men, buy the women's, because the men's smells like your typical Ralph Lauren shower gel, a very forgettable type of scent. But the women's has some sex appeal to it, super unisex, lemon, apple, musk, that's it. And the performance, I've been complimented on this fragrance like 8 hours after I've sprayed it on. So this does really well in terms of standard designer, fresh and clean type of fragrances. All right, now, oh, you know what? I do gotta talk about this. Starwalker by Mont Blanc. This fragrance, or Mont Blanc. Somebody corrected me on that a while ago, but I haven't talked about these scents in a minute. But Starwalker has this nice sort of bamboo smell in the opening. And if you're like, what the hell does bamboo smell like? If you've ever been to a spa or a massage parlor and things like that, there's like that certain smell that's there to relax you. And that does, and then it starts to kind of make you uplift your mood, because you're like, I'm about to get a massage, you know what I mean? So you get happy, you get relaxed. And that is the opening of this fragrance. And then the dry down is kind of like your typical cologne. But this is still absolutely gorgeous, especially for its price. I think it's around less than $50 the last time that I checked it out. But very easy to wear type of fragrance. The bamboo is my favorite part of this scent in the opening. The dry down is so-so, but I mean, you get what you pay for with this scent, and I have absolutely nothing bad to say about it. And this one is more on the masculine side. All right, everybody. If you want to see a video about elevating your mood with like the sweeter scents, let me know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll put the names of the fragrances and discount site links that ship globally in the description if you want to support the channel and save some money. But of course, buy where you're comfortable. All right, have a good one. See you later. Bye.